This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Chaos and confusion today in the Middle East. Over the weekend, Hamas launched a full-scale assault against Israel. We have reaction from people living here. That's coming up in our top story. Plus,
for us to still be able to maintain and still be able to, keep the things that my mom worked so hard for.
Also coming up this half hour, we're going to take a look at this Portland mother's powerful story. And we'll also share some news about a nonprofit that's helping her through this most challenging chapter.
also today is Indigenous Peoples Day. Just ahead on Sunrise, how you can celebrate and learn more about the tribes and communities in our area.
It is also a Monday morning here on the Sunrise Show, a day when Rod Hill returns from vacation. So Bruce is back to handling just the traffic. Rodney's got the weather for us, and where do you start, my friend?
Well, it was so warm last week, the joke was on me. It was 80s. I didn't need to go anywhere.
Right?
I should have gone this week, for crying out loud. That's bad forecasting. Good morning, everybody. It was 81 yesterday, by the way, as we waved goodbye at the warm summer-like 80-degree temperatures. Now we've got rain coming back, which, of course, is good news overall. Raining down in Roseburg and Eugene. There's Newport picking up some rain. Portland-Salem dry right now, and I don't think we're going to see much, maybe nothing actually, between now and 9 o'clock this morning. If we do start picking up some light rain during the commute, it will be just that, some light stuff. We are cloudy. We're 62 degrees right now. The wettest part of the day is going to come late morning into early afternoon as a front comes in, about 62 at noon, and then just a shower chance later today or this evening. So if you have plans 5, 6 o'clock tonight, maybe you'll find dry weather. Here's Chris McGinnis.
I hope that holds for the morning commute. So far, we're in mostly pretty good shape. Obviously, it's pretty early. We've got one crash out in the Columbia River Gorge right now, westbound I-84 out near the Dodson area, Ainsworth State Park, the westbound right lane block there. And as we hop into Clark County, getting word of a fender bender on 205 northbound near Patton Parkway. So far, you can see all green on the traffic map, so it looks like we're getting around that just fine. And guys, the update on Interstate 84 after that big weekend closure through the Gateway District, you can see here, it is reopened. 84 is good to go past I-205. No other major issues on the roads just yet, guys.
Thank you, Chris. Our top news story this hour is the latest from the Middle East. Israel is at war with Hamas after unprecedented attacks over the weekend. More than 1,000 people are reported dead already, including some Americans. For more on the war, here's NBC's Alice Barr in Washington, D.C.
As the full scope of the deadliest attack on Israel in decades comes into focus.
This is an attack that I don't think anyone saw coming.
The tragedy compounded with news that at least 4 Americans have been killed. The Senate's top Democrats saying that toll will rise after lawmakers were briefed on the latest developments. Americans who managed to make it out of Israel describing scenes of horror.
There were rockets above us all day.
Israeli officials say at least 700 people have been killed in what they're describing as their nation's 9/11. Israeli airstrikes now hammering the Gaza Strip after the ruling Hamas militant group in Gaza attacked Israel on multiple fronts Saturday morning, raining rockets into Israel, while Hamas fighters infiltrated, in some cases by paraglider, as this video shows. A music festival in the Israeli desert, one of their first targets. 260 people were killed here, many more taken hostage. As the hostage crisis unfolds across the country, this Israeli father desperate to find his kidnapped wife and 2 young daughters.
They are babies, and my wife, they are my only family.
The Defense Department announcing the U.S. is sending military assets closer to Israel to deter any further attacks, while U.S. officials are not ruling out using the assets to help one of America's closest allies in its fight against Hamas. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Back here at home, some people are anxiously waiting to hear if their families survived the attacks. Devin Haskins has more from a Portland man who says there's nothing he can do but wait. Good morning, Devin.
Yeah, good morning. KGW News caught up with Joel Bainan, who says he has multiple family members that live in Israel. While most, he says, are safe, either they escaped or lived in a different part of Israel that was attacked. It's his niece and her husband that he's most worried about as he waits to hear if they're safe. Bainan's niece is an American citizen. He said the last he heard about his niece was that she was going into a secure shelter inside her apartment building. He doesn't know if she made it there or what her latest situation is. Her husband, though, went out to fight after Israel was attacked by Hamas fighters. Their 2 adult sons also went into a similar shelter in their own buildings and have since been evacuated, he said. Bainan lived for some time in Israel in the 1970s and was a professor of Middle Eastern history at Stanford for 35 years. He says he's now concerned that the violence will escalate in the next couple days.
I think it's very likely that there is going to be a bloodbath. Many thousands of Israel, really the whole country, are totally traumatized and demanding revenge. And the government is going to deliver it to them because otherwise it will lose its legitimacy.
Bainan says his family has given his niece's name to the U.S. Embassy in Israel. He said his family is trying to remain positive and has their phones nearby waiting for that phone call to go off. Guys.
All right, Devin Haskins reporting live for us here this morning. We can also tell you it was a violent weekend in the Portland area with 3 deadly shootings that happened between Saturday morning and Sunday night. So the last one happened last night in downtown. Police responded just after 9 o'clock to Southwest 5th in Washington, where they found one man who had been shot. Paramedics tried to save him, but he ended up dying at the hospital. The other 2 shootings happened on Saturday. The first one early Saturday morning in Old Town, where one man died and 2 others were hurt. Then on Saturday night in Gresham, one man died from a shooting at 182nd and Powell. As of this morning, police have not made any arrests in any of these cases.
Over the weekend, family and friends gathered to remember the student pilot killed in a plane crash in Newburgh. Relatives say Barrett Bevacqua had dreamed of flying since he was 2 years old. The crash happened last Tuesday, shortly before 7 p.m. Bevacqua and his flight instructor died. A 3rd person on board was injured. His family called him a Renaissance man who loved to sing, cook, and hunt. He pitched in the Little League World Series and played high school football. He'd been offered scholarships, both athletic and academic, for all his accomplishments.
I never would have thought I would have to live a day without my brother, and a lifetime without him doesn't seem fair.
Bevacqua was training to become a commercial pilot. Federal transportation officials are investigating what caused the crash.
Today is Indigenous Peoples Day, so here's a live look at the totem pole that sits on Southwest Terwilliger in Southwest Portland. That pole was carved by Chief Laluska from a red cedar harvested at the base of Mount Adams, and it's also one of the most massive totem poles in existence. It stands 50 feet high. So Eric Patterson giving us that shot this morning live in Southwest Portland. We also want to remind you that Indigenous Peoples Day is a day to celebrate the culture and the contributions of Native people. So in commemoration of the day, the Native American Youth and Family Center is inviting people to attend its Garden Day. It's at the Northeast Columbia Boulevard Native American Youth and Family Center. It's happening from 11 o'clock until 2 o'clock today. One other event we want to tell you about, Future Generations Collaborative is hosting a celebration at Barbie's Village on Northeast 33rd. So that one is happening tonight from 4 until 8.
All right.
4 to 8 could be dry, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Good.
Look at the weatherman coming through.
But most of the day, I know, yeah, he is.
Well, if you have plans at noon, sorry
about
that. Yeah. Rain back. It looks like it's going to be a rainy pattern overall through the day Wednesday. Our next dry break coming on Thursday. We got one weather system. That's tomorrow's rain out in the Pacific. We've got a front that will come into the I-5 corridor, give or take right around noon or 1 o'clock today. And it's that late morning, noon, 2 p.m. That's going to be the wettest part of our day overall for Salem, Portland, Albany, up into the Cowlitz County area. You can see rain right now along the southern and central coast. Astoria, so far, you're still dry. And I think it's a good call to say we're either going to get just a touch of rain before the morning commute ends or we'll get nothing at all. Here's the way Futurecast shows our day. At 9 o'clock this morning, it's showing rain just approaching. But there could be some light rain fill in as early as 7:30 or 8. So we'll see. I'm not sure when we actually see the first raindrop, but we are confident that the wettest part of our day comes 11, noon, 1, 2 as that front arrives. This is 12 o'clock straight up. There's rain widespread south to north across the area. Now the coast by noon, you'll start drying out because you'll be behind the front. And then if you have plans later today, here we are at 3. Most of today's rain is now already moving away. And late afternoon, the commute drive home, 5 p.m. into evening, a scattered shower chance. But overall, pretty dry with potential breaks in the cloud cover. This is dinner time tonight at 6 p.m. Here are the temperatures to start our day. It is dry most areas right now except for the central and southern coast. There's Florence 61, Newport the same, up in Astoria with rain just out to sea from you 62. It's also 62 in Portland and 62 degrees out in the Dalles. Forecast number, I know I need to replace my fall photos, but that one's so pretty. Here's 63 in McMinnville, 63 in Salem. South-southwest winds 5 to 15, developing morning rain. The showers later today and evening as a possibility. And then similar numbers up through southwest Washington. There's Vancouver getting up to about 65 today. Portland 65. Now with rain at times tomorrow into Wednesday morning, we expect some convection, some heavy downpours, and maybe a little bit of thunder mixed in. Thursday's dry. There's another front potentially that brings some Friday evening rain. And right now, if you have plans for the weekend, confidence is not very high. We'll throw in a shower chance for now, and that is your forecast.
Rob, thank you.